10 knots. Protection. Maximum armor 13 inches. Principal armament 8 15-inch guns. Crew 1,190.
Launched in 1913, the Queen Elizabeth battleship was the first of a new design of fast battleships that were powered by oil rather than coal. By early 1916, she was joined by her 4 sister ships, Barham, Malaya, Valiant, and Warspite. Armed with 8 16-inch main guns and 16 6-inch secondary, the Queen Elizabeth class were the most powerful British-class warships in World War I.
I think in looking back at the Royal and Dreadnoughts, by nature of being at the end of that line of development, it represents the zenith of that design, certainly within the Royal Navy.
During the 1930s, the ships were modernized. Now with only one smokestack, they were fitted with anti-aircraft capability and their main guns uprated to fire a 1,900-pound shell over 32,000 yards. The Queen Elizabeths were ready when the Second World War began with Germany.
Queen Elizabeth class allowed there to be still ships in the beginning of the Second World War that were big, they were slow, but they were big and formidable. They had a fear factor. They kept the Germans in port.
As World War II increased in ferocity, it seemed that the Queen Elizabeth class in general, and the Warspite in particular, were everywhere. During the Battle of Cape Matapan at sea, the Warspite made history when she recorded the longest ever hit by a moving gun platform on an enemy warship at 25,000 yards. But the Queen Elizabeth class were not invincible. In November 1941, the Barham became the subject of one of the most famous pieces of combat footage when she was torpedoed by the German U-boat U-331. More than 800 of her crew were killed. By war's end, all 4 remaining Queen Elizabeth-class battleships were still fighting, still keeping the tradition of the battleship. But perhaps it was the Warspite that had taken the honors as the best.
The Warspite was just everywhere, so the taxpayers got their money's worth.
Warspite was one of the Royal Navy's most successful warships, and the Queen Elizabeth class were some of the toughest battleships ever built. So our matrix scores them high for protection rating, as does their fear factor. Innovation and firepower score well. Their service length of over 30 years is excellent.